let me tell you a secret. I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And really, I think it's a useless way to think of life. I think about what I want my days to consist of, how I spend my time. My ambitions are way lower than they ever used to be. I thought I was gonna be working with content creation at magazines like Elle or, dare I dream, Vogue. I watched The Devil Wears Prada and thought, that looks like something I want to be a part of. Being in my 20s, I spent a lot of time looking for something to become, or to become something. When I lived in France, I thought, who should I be here? And read books like How to Be Parisian. I was looking for something external to tell me who I was and what I want. But that all seems so foreign to me today. Fast forward a couple of years and I have actually realized at least some things that makes my soul feel alive. So I worked hard and looked for a way to design my life in a way where I don't have to work in a big city, so that I could eventually leave the big city altogether. So I started a business. But even when I started my business as a virtual assistant helping other content creators with their work, I started with a goal to earn enough to be able to sustain my lifestyle from it. But then I got sucked into the narrative of running an online business and all the potential possibilities to earn a buttload of money. It was the message of all marketing, and still is, around creating a business. Make more cash in less time. I lost track of why I started, and it's only now in retrospect that I can see how exhausting it all was. I never stopped to ask myself the most fundamental question. Do you want this? What I want is to live a life that is strongly connected to my values, and when I'm not, my physical health actually takes a real toll. By talking to the team I meet at the stress rehabilitation clinic in my town, where I go now, they've concluded that the biggest reason for my burnout is disconnect between my work and my values. Over the years, I've become very aware of the fact that life is finite. Really, we're all dying, literally. For every minute that passes, we're closer to our last moment. I know this may sound like a very dark way of thinking, but to me it helps me open my eyes and my mind to what really matters to me. The problem I face is that most of the things I cherish to spend my precious time doing isn't economically sustaining, which is a huge stressor in my life and something that I think many can relate to. It's sure something that can leave anyone feeling discouraged. And even though I don't really identify with the statement that I'm not worth anything if I'm not performing for achieving excellence, I realize that I still behave in that way a lot of the times. Intellectually, I know my self-worth isn't at all connected to whether or not I'm productive, but the fear of being useless still kicks in unconsciously. I think we would be better off if we could reframe the meaning of productivity, or at least add some very important self-care and recovery activities to the list of what being productive actually means. Being of the somewhat impatient nature, when I've formulated to myself what I actually want, or something that I want to change, I naturally have the tendency to want it to happen yesterday. And I think the reason for this is that there's often a big gap between the moment I phrase my wishes out loud to when the seed of that wish started to grow. This gap usually stirs up restless energy within me and makes me feel like I'm late to something, which isn't a very good use of my energy. Because the reality is that I'm not late at all. Really, I'm probably just in time. Life isn't about bullet points and optimization. Life is about living, about feeling wildly alive.